Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to AM News on Global Television, coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Jumai Manson. Now, quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and Star Times channel 276. Now the news info. The federal government has dismissed claims that Nigerian scholarship students in Morocco have been abandoned, describing the reports as misleading and deliberately intended to misinform the public. Earlier reports suggested that Nigerian students studying in Morocco under the federal government scholarship scheme were facing hardships, including homelessness and lack of medical support. Prompting widespread concern on social media, the Director of Press and Public Relations at the Federal Ministry of Education, Barawo Folashade, in a statement said narratives circulating in some quarters were false, unfounded, and deliberately crafted to misinform the public. The Labour Party's vice presidential candidate in the 2023 election, Senator Datti Baba Ahmed, has formally declared his interest in contesting the presidency in 2027 amid ongoing realignments within Nigerian's opposition space. Baba Ahmed, who was the running mate to former Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi, made the declaration at a rally held at the party's national secretariat in Abuja. His announcement comes barely 1 week after Obi announced his departure from the Labour Party for the African Democratic Congress. Now, this move has triggered intense debate over party's future and the direction of the wider opposition ahead of the next general election. Prominent Niger Delta leader and traditional ruler Asari Dokubo has pledged his support for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's re-election bid ahead of 2027 general elections. Dokubo made the declaration during a visit by the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, to his palace in Degema River State. Obong Osoro tells us more.
Minister Nyesom Wike, who had been on a thank you tour across local government areas in Rivers State, explained that the visit was also aimed at mobilizing support for President Tinubu's second-term ambition and reconnecting with a long-time associate.
So I granted the consent and majorly one part of the reception that we might have struck that I felt like it was.
In an emotional address, Asari Dokubo thanked President Tinubu for standing by him during a difficult period of his life, describing the gesture as one he would never forget. He said the time has come to return the favor by supporting the president's bid for a second term in office.
We are very grateful for this visit and we cherish it. Like he said, my friend, everything that is going to happen, I'll be with you in making sure that my friend.
Dokubo's endorsement reflects growing political alignment among traditional rulers and key stakeholders as consultations and mobilization intensify ahead of the 2027 general elections. Ubong Usoro, Global Television News.
Justice Emeka Iwete of the Federal High Court in Abuja has granted former Attorney General and Minister of Justice Abubakar Malami, his wife and son bail of 500 million naira each, with strict conditions including the submission of landed property documents and traveling papers. Justice Iwete admitted the defendants to bail following their arraignment on the 16-count charge filed by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC. In his ruling, the judge ordered that each defendant must produce 2 sureties in like sum. The sureties must own landed properties within Maitama, Asokoro, or Gwarimpa districts of Abuja. The killing of a nurse at the Federal Medical Center, Abuja, while returning home from night duty has sparked widespread outrage and renewed concerns over the safety of female workers amid Nigerians' worsening insecurity. And many Nigerians are now questioning the responsibility of employers and government in protecting women who work late hours. Our correspondent, Anete Patrick, tells us more.
The death of Nurse Chinemerem Pascalina Chukwumezirim, a staff nurse at the Federal Medical Center, Abuja, has once again brought Nigeria's insecurity into sharp focus. She was reportedly killed on January 3, 2026, while returning home after closing from work late at night, a tragedy that has left colleagues, family members, and the public in shock. Across Abuja and other major cities,
it is never a death sentence because they are providing essential services. If they are not there, patients will die. Emergency situations will not be attended to. So it is not her fault, or it's not anybody's fault for closing from work late, or going to work late, or going to work early hours of the day. But what the government need to do is all the offices, that is the different organizations of government, need to come together and have a plan.
Labor experts argued that the tragedy goes beyond a criminal act, raising questions of employer responsibility in a high-risk.
They can organize a special vehicle for them from their working place that will be taking them home, or they should make it that within so duration of time should be the time they should be spending, because they are mothers having children at home and husband they need to attend to. Working late is very dangerous for them and it's hazards.
Meanwhile, the National Association of Nigerian Nurses and Midwives Federal Health Institution sector has called for investigations and improved security, but many Nigerians insist that post-incident investigations are not enough. In a press statement, the National Secretary, Enya Osinachi, condemned the murder and called for urgent measures to protect nurses amid rising insecurity nationwide.
Different organization has their own schedule of time and getting my brother. So if anybody is doing night shifts, should be from maybe in the evening, 5 o'clock till the next morning. Instead of working and closing around 11, 12, that's so much. I get to my brother.
Until then, the question remains, how many more women must pay with their lives before safety becomes a priority? Anete Patrick, reporting for Global TV News.
President Bola Tinubu has approved the appointment of Dr. Olugbabamisola Odusote as Odusote as Director General of Nigerian Law School, making her the first female to lead the institution since its establishment in 1962. In a congratulatory message, the Nigerian Bar Association Women Forum described the development as a historic milestone for legal education in Nigeria. The statement, issued and signed by the chairperson of the forum, Hawala Mohammed, said the appointment represents a significant win for women at the bar and in the legal profession at large. Some police officers have reiterated their call on the Nigerian police force to obey the judgment of the National Industrial Court, which ordered their reinstatement after alleged forceful retirement. The aggrieved retired officers, who were members of the Corps 33, 34, and 35 force of the police in strains of the police academy, had earlier approached the National Industrial Court to challenge their compulsory retirement from the force when they were yet to reach the mandatory 35 years. The court, presided over by Justice Oyewumi Oyebiola, ordered that the Inspector General of Police, the Police Service Commission, and the Force Secretary of the Police to reinstate the officers. Now, the court also restrained the defendants, the Inspector General of Police, the Police Service Commission, and the Force Secretary from retiring the officers compulsorily. The Nigerian Meteorological Agency has predicted haze and sunshine from yesterday to Friday across the country. NIMET's weather outlook released in Abuja even staged sunny and hazy skies over the northern region throughout the forecast period. It anticipated sunny skies over southern region with patches of clouds over the regions and chances of isolated thunderstorms accompanied with light rains over parts of Bayelsa, Rivers, Akwa Ibom, and Cross River states later in the day. Now, suspected bandits attacked the National Park Service office in Oriri local government area of Oyo State on Tuesday. The attack occurred at about 9 p.m., where several officers were reportedly killed or injured during the incident. Fuller details, including the exact number of casualties, are yet to be confirmed. Now, the State Police Public Relations Officer Olayinka Oyalade was said to have confirmed the incident. You are watching the live broadcast of AM News. When AM News returns, Disco's revenue raises as federal government paid 458.75 billion naira electricity subsidies in 3 months. Details coming shortly, plus foreign and sports stories on the other side of this break. Please stay with us. This is AM News on Global Television. Thank you for staying with us. In business now, the Nigerian stock market hit a major milestone, reaching a market value of over 100 trillion naira for the first time ever. This follows a strong rally that lifted equity capital from 99.90 trillion naira to 101.5 trillion naira, tracked by the All-Share Index ASI. The mark surged to 2,725.8 points, or 1.74%, to close at 159.218.2, up from 156.730.7 as investors took positions in mid and large cap counters. This sustained momentum brings the ASI within striking distance of the 160,000 points mark, fueled by positive sentiments and stocks hitting the 10% daily gain limit. Over now to electricity distribution companies, also known as DISCOs, posted measurable operational gains, with tariff collection efficiency rising to 80.7%, up 4.63% points in the third quarter of 2023. The increase in revenue signals gradual improvement in revenue recovery amid non-cost reflective tariffs, according to the latest data released by the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission. According to the report, despite the introduction of the Band 8 tariff regime, government subsidies remained a critical lifeline for the electricity value chain, accounting for 58.63% of the total GENCO's invoices in third quarter. The federal government has inaugurated a joint implementation committee to plan a national digital literary conference and oversee the training of certification of 1 million Nigerians in digital and emerging skills. The committee said it has prepared the groundwork for Nigeria to attain 95% digital literacy for 2030. The committee was inaugurated in Abuja by the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Senator George Akume, who was represented by the Permanent Secretary, General Service Office, and the Office of the SGF, Mr. Ibrahim Kana, at the launch of the Clergy Wealth Digital Skills Nigeria Skill Up initiative. The Permanent Secretary said the initiative aligned with the federal government digital transformation agenda, the National Digital Economy Policy and Strategy, and the Renewed Hope agenda of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. On the foreign news, the military government of Burkina Faso says it has successfully foiled a sophisticated plot to assassinate Captain Ibrahim Traoré, the country's transitional president, aimed at destabilizing the nation. In a late-night televised address, Security Minister Mohamedou Sana stated that intelligence services intercepted the operation in its final stage. Zaral Nasru tells us more.
The plot, allegedly orchestrated by former interim leader Lieutenant Colonel Paul Hilary Senduagu Damiba, who was ousted by Traoré in a 2022 coup, involved plans to kill the president, either by shooting him at a close range or using explosives at his residence after 11 p.m. local time on January 3rd. The scheme reportedly extended beyond the assassination, targeting key institutions, civilian figures, and a drone launch base to prevent foreign intervention.
Du pays. Cela allait se faire par une série d'assassinats ciblés des autorités civiles.
Sana also claimed that the operation received partial funding from neighboring Ivory Coast. including transfers to around 70 million francs, which is approximately $125. Damiba, currently in exile in Togo, has not responded to the accusations, nor has the government of Ivory Coast issued any comment. This marks yet another alleged coup attempt against Traoré, who has faced multiple threats since seizing power amid escalating jihadist insurgency. Zahra Nasr reporting for Global TV.
States has imposed a new set of conditions on Venezuela as part of effort to reopen and expand its oil production and exports, demanding that Caracas reduce its strategic and economic ties with China, Russia, Iran, and Cuba. According to the report citing U.S. officials, Washington wants Venezuela's interim government to prioritize oil sales to the United States and to enter into an exclusive energy partnership with American companies. In talks with lawmakers, U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio said the administration believes it has leverage over Venezuela's oil sector, noting that storage facilities are full and that the country could face severe financial pressures if it cannot sell its crude. Iran's top military commander General Amir Hatimi has warned that Tehran will not remain silent to the force of mounting threats from the United States and Israel, following their public support for anti-government protests sweeping across the country. Hatami said the Islamic Republic viewed the recent escalation in hostile rhetoric as a direct threat to its sovereignty and will not tolerate its continuation without responding. The army chief, who commands Iran's regular military forces but is not the nation's most senior military officer, cautioned that Tehran's response will surpass its actions during last June's 12-day conflict with Israel. Moving on to China, has sharply criticized United States President Donald Trump's planned intervention in Venezuela's oil industry. It says the outrageous use of force against Venezuela by the United States and the demand that the country should manage its oil resources according to the America First principle constitute harassment, violate international law, and harm the rights of Venezuelan people. China further says Venezuela has full sovereignty over its mineral resources and economic activities. China is a key ally of Venezuela and the largest buyer of South American countries' oil. In sports stories now, Super Eagles player has threatened not to travel to Morocco for their next African Cup of Nations AFCON match against Algeria unless all outstanding winning bonuses are paid by the Nigerian Football Federation (NFF). According to the source, players and officials are reportedly still awaiting their bonus payment from the tournament. It was gathered that win bonuses for the 4 matches against Tanzania, Tunisia, Uganda, and Mozambique have yet to be settled. While the team remains committed to the competition, they have made it clear that they will not train or travel to Marrakesh for the next match unless the outstanding payment are resolved. Referees and other match officials in the Nigerian Premier Football League have not been paid their indemnities for officiating in the top flight for about 11 match days, leading to the growing discontent ahead of the second stanza of the 2025-26 season. Nigerian Professional Football League is currently on a mid-season break, and that payments to match referees, referee assessors, and match commissioners have stalled since March Day 8. Some of the affected officials have pleaded anonymity, disclosed that their basic allowances per match day range from 60,000 naira to 90,000 naira, aside from hotel and transport allowances. Now that's it on AM News. A quick reminder that Global TV is on DSTV channel 365 and Star Times channel 276. Now kindly follow us across all social media platforms now showing on your screen by using @Global TV NG. I am Jumai Manson. Thank you for watching. Up next is Global Morning. Stay tuned.